the military's been compromised. I would say tactically and strategically, we don't have a capable Air Force. The Air Force is not a bunch of drones. The Air Force are planes that are manned by men. Yeah, you have some women pilots for political correctness, but you have men in these planes, F-16s, Warthogs, bombers, all sorts of stuff that actually are there to dominate air power. And wars are won first by air power. You have to control the airspace. You have to have a superior air force. We don't have that if we don't have any pilots up there because they're all in wheelchairs because they've had myocarditis from the shot. So the Air Force is gutted. The Navy, aside from the SEALs, and I mean, I was Army PSYOP, so as part of special operations, and yeah, I had a direct commission, so I was more in the cerebral information, behavioral, psychological realms, diplomatic operations. I was not, shooting machine guns, kicking down doors, but I was doing a lot of the communication intel before and after that. But the special forces, the Marine Corps recon, the SEALs, these are men who are extraordinarily strong and smart, agile, flexible, high IQs, high patriotic, motivated people that go into these high performing echelons of the military. And they are the ones, they are the tip of the spear. Rangers, special forces, PSYOP, civil affairs, SEALs, Marine recon, and others that are the first, into the fight, and they're there, before too. A lot of them go CIA special activities branch, but even them who've got the shot are compromised, and that's only the tip of the spear. But the larger spear is corroded with rust. So you see the big army, training men and women together. We're all one army. No, we're not. Women in combat situations compromise the military effectiveness of the unit because the men are worried about the women being raped and worse in combat situations. So it dulls and weakens the performance of the military unit. So you've got the Army being compromised by this. The Marine Corps hasn't, by the way. The Marine Corps still has the segregation of the sexes in their military training. That's why they're strong. The Army hasn't. That's why they're stupid and weak. They used to be smarter. Sadly, they've lost that intelligence in the winds of Glinda political correctness. We'll see what that yields. So the Air Force has been compromised. The Army's been compromised, except for small units. But you can't win a war with a small unit. And the Navy, of course, has been compromised to an extent. Yeah, we've got good ships and submarines, but it's the crew, the members of the military that are operating, that are in uniform, that determine whether we survive in a war and as a nation. And the crew, the personnel, have been woke, right? You've got the top-down government and the federal government pushing transgenderism, homosexual marriage, sexual reassignment surgeries in the military. My God, all of this for a social experiment that has destroyed our combat effectiveness. It has destroyed our warrior ethos that we had in the 1980s. This country's military was the strongest ever in 1989. 1989, 1990. We were at the climax of our power. You can even say actually the best time in the history of the United States that we were ever strong was 1945. 1945, 46 was when we had the best military, on earth, because our men were strong, victorious. We were no nonsense. We didn't have the military industrial complex then. We had a military that was meant to fight wars, not engage in endless commercial enrichment programs. Because once you transition into commercial enrichment, you've got to find places to plant these weapons. You got to find places to blow up the buildings. You got to find people to kill so that you can justify feeding, more and more into Raytheon and all the other contractors. So our military has been compromised and weakened. There's no way we could engage in a long, protracted battle against Russia and China. If they united, it wouldn't just be them. It would be United States standing alone, because no other nation has any military to really respect, and they wouldn't join us anyway. France, France wouldn't step in and do anything. No, we are not going to fight with you. Germans, sorry, we gave everything to Ukraine. The British, uh, you know, basically nothing there. So the United States is completely alone, and it's been running around punching everybody in the nose. And now everybody's saying, you know what, we're just going to turn away. We're not going to have anything to do with you. But if you come and try and break our jaw, then we're gonna, kill you. Then we're going to take you out. Then we're going to break your arm and your legs and your neck. And that's where America is right now. We have this delusion that we think we can bully and go to Taiwan and threaten China, and they're not going to do anything. I think that's a miscalculation. I think the same with Russia. If you step in and do some sort of U.S. engagement in Ukraine against Russia, Russia is going to annihilate everything, and they're going to annihilate the bases from which these American forces are coming. So they will annihilate Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. They will annihilate every United States military base in Europe if we pick a fight.